onto this third checkpoint. And with Greedy Nils, as I keep talking, they're able to bounce back, and maybe nothing's moving at this point, but everybody is fighting for this final chance for OG Seed.
Psionic Seduction from a bit here. Rage of Ultron and Soul Rotation is going to be up for Greedy Nils, but where's the final judgment? Where's the follow-up damage? It's going to have to be up to the Punisher and this Ultron to find the picks that OGC desperately require. Tounry with the Supernova is going to be able to blanket out the payload entirely. We start things off yet again with the Eternal Bond, but it's taken down. Closer, the heal gets blitzed through by the Ultron, damage boosted off of Greedy, and it's going to be the Supernova now for all business. Without the Eternal Bond, they don't have the sustain to keep themselves on that point. They've got to just tap on it one by one. KQ's building up the final judgment. He's not already burned the regeneration domain. He's got the God of Mischief though. He goes for the copy against the Eternal Bond. Psionic Seduction comes on through from 2, trying to pull everyone from OG Seed out of their invis boundary. Final judgment, the CC immunity will be able to free. The Anna ultimate, the Eye of Agamotto gets free. The follow-up is there. Tuzi's trying to find the trades. They've been able to take KQ on the down. The respawns are in
They go live on Twitch too. Or TikTok.
The next KQ's even coming back in on the Spider-Man, but he's not going to be able to swing in on time.
Oh, OG Seed really pushing the boundaries of the time available to
Really
them.
pushing the
They're having
boundaries.
a good amount of progression with no
Oi.
time available to them at all. And for all business, it's a decent bar to try and hit now that they go onto their attacking side. I would say for both of these squads, like, maybe it's the nascency, the greenness of OG Seed, excuse the pun, with just how like young these players are, and all business just not able to put in the hours that they were able to do previously because life's got in the way. But for both of these teams, where it matters, their intuition, their team play, when they don't have strategies to rely on, is stellar. Some of these late team fights really show you that these guys mean business.
Yeah, I mean, Zanost coming on through with some insane Loki plays. He's able to come on through with the God of Mischief. Right at the opening fight on C, where Hachiko comes in with an Eye of Agamotto. Closer almost goes down, but the God of Mischief copy is able to keep him up. And then Closer immediately trades it off, bailing out his Loki with a huge dark teleportation to make sure that the backline is able to disengage safely.
I gotta figure out the camera. I don't know what's going on with the camera on TikTok
They're even
though.
actually able to throw a Veil of Light Force,
Oh, we'll just use that one. Fine.
healing boost over towards Tuesday's
that.
torch at the same time to make sure that the frontline core just doesn't
That's
get
really the
taken
camera I
out of
needed on
space.
Twitch though.
And just plays
We'll leave it
like
on here.
that, allowing them to just hold their position, to not let OG Seed start running away with momentum every single time it looked like they had an in. On that last point, Yggdrasil allowed all business to stop the payload permanently, and now a win condition has been set. Can all business push the payload to that point? We will have to see. They're going to try and do it off of the back of Tounry on the Punisher. Slowpo over towards
There
that
we go.
Ultron
All right.
too, trying to give a little bit of a
Big
better
chilling,
focus.
big
Hachiko has already been
chilling.
stunned out. Welshmania
I'm working my, are we playing Marvel Rivals? I'm currently watching the Marvel Rivals tournament while I work my normie job. But I'm thinking about streaming some Marvel Rivals after I get off work.
Not being the front line, but just being the dive. He's been so
A little Marvel
irritated.
Rivals
Just
tournament
needs
watch
more
party.
resources, more focused on the
Figure what the
back
heck,
line,
works
also
slow,
the front line of
not
all
doing
business, they're
much.
cooking things along. Welshmania
I can
goes
step
for
away
it.
and work
Hachiko,
while,
the main
you know,
tank, the
tournament's
vanguard
going.
of OG Seed, dropping, which should
Also,
open
what's
the
up,
doors a little
Seaster?
bit more for all business to keep this progression going. And the ultimate's
I've
out
been
to
getting
Rage.
been getting
Ultron
warmed back
gets
up to the
with
Marvel
goal.
Rival scene,
It's
and
gonna matter too much. It's almost
bit-
like
I'm
the cherry on top
not
of the
gonna
cake.
lie, I've been doing
And now
pretty
Tuesday,
good.
the
I'm
final
almost back in
section.
Diamond.
If he can keep this springboarding, especially if Zanos is
Yeah.
just free as the cloak with the right
It
grip,
did. It
coming
does.
on
I love
from
this
OG
game.
Seed,
I
now
really
wanting to
do.
contest,
The
but
community
how
wears
do
me
you
out, but I
want to
love
do
the game
this?
itself. It's one of my favorite games.
Potentially over the final
So
judgment.
well
They've
made.
got it, but all business have the actual Eternal
Oh my
Bond,
goodness, the
and they have
double
final judgment
Punisher
of their own. Tuesday rips,
because of the
shreds,
low
his
key
health bar
dude.
barely falls. The amount of pocket on this Punisher is absolutely perfect from the side of all business.
Look at all the heals he got versus the other Punisher's heals. Crazy, dude.
Picks on up in such a speedy
I'm plat 1 right
fashion.
now,
They've got
so I'm
so
close
much
to.
time
I'm
to
almost
forge
plat
ahead,
1.
remove
think I'm like right on the cusp of plat 1. I'm in plat 2 still, I think.
Not to find picks, but to disrupt, to break apart OG Seed's backline so that they're forced to turn their attention over towards the Captain America, which then allows so much room for Tounry to do whatever he wants.
So much room.
Ultimate rotations have been good. It's actually going to be the silent seduction from the defensive side of OGC that's going to start off this engagement.
Belong to me.
Woo, woo, woo.
He's been so consistent with them, but the follow-up isn't quite there. In fact,
all right, we're up on all three. Let me go pull it up in the other room too.
The Doctor Strange ults in comparison. Sonos just adding up the pressure even more. OGC throwing literally whatever they have ultimate-wise. Now the invisible boundary to just keep people going. But Slowpo's cutting through them. Closar's doing the same. Tuzi's having a go as well with a nice 2K. And for OGC,
honestly, I feel like I should stream while I work my normie job more often. Some days are so busy it doesn't make sense.
If they get to the second checkpoint.
But I do enjoy doing it.
That's going to be copying an eternal bond for sure. If they even get the opportunity to get the bodies
Keep getting back to plat 1 and then dropping, so I'm getting stuck there. Please, I'll be stuck there probably another day or two, but I think by the weekend I'll be back into Diamond, heading towards GM again.
He's got to swap over to the Torch instead of the Punisher, just to potentially have things like Pyro Prison to try and drain away the momentum that All Business are going to have, as they've got 4.5 minutes, nearly the entirety of C to be able to push through. But it feels like with how fast they picked up both A and B, this team is unstoppable right now.
Well, Welshmania might consider switching over, but honestly, I think this Captain America has done the world of good to create space for the DPS line.
Create space.
Not too far away from having that Rage of Ultron, and that combined with some of these other support.
You must create the space.
Just off the back of this eternal bond,
I honestly do like the idea of Ultron. I kind of want to play him a little more. I've been killing it as Vanguard lately, but I am interested in the Ultron pick. I also almost have Mantis to Lord now. Just rare that I get 3 heal situations where I'm not tanking or top fragging his DPS.
Trying to buy time, KQ even over towards that Psylocke, potentially wanting to take Slowpo in the air down. The final judgment is the thing that you have to contest, and it feels like the final nail in the coffin. And unfortunately, OGC'd have nothing to stand up to the power of the Punisher. It's just another day, another workplace for Frank Castle, and All Business will be able to walk away with Yggdrasil in such a dominant fashion.
It was close enough in the end for OG Seed, and whilst it's sort of disappointing to go out this way, there is an element of like this premise, I think, for this team to go on and do some good stuff. All Business, at least with a top 8 finish, continuing on with the form that they had in the championship, showing that they aren't just this one-trick pony that's only going to show up once, never again. They mean business, and even with the meta changing, a team that is only able to practice a couple of hours a night in comparison to a fair few hours from a lot of other teams, showing that they're still...
Yeah, work's been so slow. I ended up going into the office today. Took like 1, maybe, I think 2 calls. Then I had a meeting. So then I was in that meeting for like an hour. Almost an hour and a half. And then I worked for like another 15 minutes and then left and came home, and I don't think I've taken a call since I've been home. I don't think we've received a call. Like at all, like as a group. Hopefully it stays that way. Take a break at 2:15, get off at 5 o'clock.
Ayavagamotto catches too, but everyone on OGC's side is just turning around, having to deal with the Captain America. And there's no bodies, there's no follow-up, there's no damage. So when we swing into the part that follows after the Eye of Agamotto, suddenly that Strange is behind enemy lines next to a pocketed Punisher and a Loki and a Cloak and Dagger who have access to all of their resources.
Maybe I should put out a short, a Marvel short. Didn't I get a good Marvel Rivals short yesterday? Hold on, let me pause this real quick. I'm pretty sure I got a nice little clip, couple clips yesterday. Let's pull up the clips. Someone pull up the clips. Yeah, looks like I got a few Marvel Rivals clips. What's my latest one? Snatched him out of the air. Bop. What was this clip for? Oh, was this the combo on him? Oh, bot blocked. Yo, that right? This is why Emma's so good. I hear maximum pulse and it's over. Block. What's this? This one's probably the same thing.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, it can't be. What was this one for? Oh, this was the Wolverine. I comboed off the Wolverine. I watched Wolverine grab him, and I was like, oh, this is too easy. Boom. Wolverine swoops him. I go diamond for him. Choke slam. He can't get away. Went for the kick, but he had already died. That's a
Dude,
CC
we got the
combo.
double team up on him, though.
Mhm.
He's snapped.
The double team up on him, though. That's some Venom play. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, this is where I got so close with 5 HP. I was like, please, I need heals. I need... This one I might make out of a clip, too. Hell no. No. Creating space. Creating
Back.
space.
Yep.
Creating space. Creating space.
Creating space. Creating space.
Just
Creating
Just
space.
creating
Just create
space.
space.
He lived with 4 HP, by
How
the
much? Look at the HPs.
way. It was 4. Yeah, I don't think it shows it, but it is 4 HP. Punched. I don't think I remember what this clip is either. Oh yeah, Magneto block. Boop. Got Dude, I need to go through and just make a compilation of music playing, and it's just me with Emma Frost blocking ults. I'll be right back. Gotta take a call.
To give an MVP, I mean, it's probably a good strategy, I suppose, to keep people alive that way. But I did think for the final question, we haven't seen that much of you guys in like third-party tournaments or other stuff since the championship. Like, what do we sort of know about you guys? Because I spoke to a couple of you today briefly, and it seems to be like you all know each other previously from another game, that some of you have like jobs and sort of like real lives, that you've had like esports careers in the past, and now you're sort of almost playing for fun. Like, what does it mean, I suppose? Because you aren't able to practice as much as the other teams, right? That you've only able to put in a certain amount of like hours. This is like a really good sign for the future for this team, right? Showing that even with like the less time to put into it, that you're still putting up really good numbers.
Yes, we only really play in the evenings mostly because we are busy with uni, with jobs and stuff like that during the day. But we have been a team since the start of this game, basically. And even before that, most of us knew each other because we played together in a game called Paladins, which is also a hero shooter, as a team. And we're pretty good at playing together, I think. We have like this team play down. And we're all kind of happy that we got to play in a similar game now and that it's working out well. And we picked up Tourny, who we didn't know before, and he's doing God's work on some of these champions. So
yeah, I mean, we're all really excited to see more of you for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's nice to have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too.
I mean, my first initial thought was, what did the poster say? I assume it was German, but I have no idea. We need like a collection, I think, of like the pro players. So we've got Enzo's like food poster. We've got that one from Znost. Like, it is really cool to see that all business, often overlooked, I think, coming into this event when it came to like predictions of how well that they can do, showing that, yeah, the underestimated team has gone in and done well and qualified for playoffs. And we still have more games to come from Marvel Rivals, right, Moxie? We still got this final best of 3 to go through.
Yeah, Peps versus Alcatia. Which of these teams are going to be able to continue in the tournament? We will have to see. But speaking about seeing, there's something else that you guys are going to want to get your hands on so that you can see in game. This is amazing. The cosmetics team at Marvel Rivals absolutely do not miss. And this one, yet again, are two absolute stunners. Iron Fist's Binary Fist and Moon Knight's Phoenix Knight. Bringing the heat will be available in the game score when you wake up tomorrow morning.
Yeah, not quite available yet, but I mean, with all of the stuff, you've got the drops that are available on these streams. You've got the bubblegum Venom skin that was added in the other day, so plenty of options to be either working towards in battle passes and stuff like that. Obviously, just watching these streams, if you've been watching all day, you probably have earned it at this point. But if you haven't quite hit the 8-hour mark, I can promise you that this next series is going to be one to keep an eye on, that isn't probably going to last 8 hours on its own, but you never know with these teams. Peps versus Alcatia is the final best of 3 today to see exactly who's going to be our final team making playoffs. But that's going to be after a short break, so don't go anywhere.
Look who just showed up.
Trapping all those fighting souls, but yet across the world I see you standing in my way. And remember the time, the place we used to fight, like the sun and moon. And I wonder if ever there was a time that we were friends. The night has fallen, shadows looming, and yes, that time has come for me to seek you out. We are set now for our last reunion. Break the chains, find your way, come fight me. Do you remember who you really are? Show me that you are still the only one for me. I'll be waiting for you. Wake up, open your eyes, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rifts winters again, we are rebels till the end. Rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers. No one can stop us. We are rivals till the end of time. We will clash, no matter where. We will fight, reaching across time and space. 'Cause you are my destiny to the end. See the dawn, the flames burning brightly, shining on those memories. And yes, across all time I see you turning the tides. And do you see now our time, our turn? We can still fight like the wind and fire, and wonder no more. That now is the only time your heart is mine. Light has fallen, darkness grows, and yes, we fight for our destiny and faith. New days smiling for the past and future. Break those chains, lead the way, fight with me. And when you wake up, open your eyes, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rifts winters again, we are rebels till the end. Rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers. No one can stop us. We are rivals again until the end of time. Show me that you are still the only one that matters for me. I'll be waiting for you. Wait up, open your hands, holding on to your heart. Look inside you. Can you feel it? The sparks in you. Ready to unleash it. Wake up, open your eyes, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rifts winters yet again, we are rivals till the end. And rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers. No one can stop us. We are rivals till the end of time. 한껏 높이 날아올라 내 누워진 밤하늘을 가로질러 Oh yeah, oh yeah 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야 분명한 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작해야 let's go 어둡고 흘러가는
I just realized with me. Is this K-pop? Kind of a banger. But yeah, I need to put a video together for of me just doing a whole bunch of blocks. Now that I know how to do editing better, I can actually like highlight games and then go back and just put like a compilation together. I need to do the same thing that I was doing for Wildgate. Let's go pull up my YouTube. Like what I was doing here with like the intros and music playing. All right, they're coming.
Enemy ship detected.
All right, there they are, boys. Oh, I got a new subscriber. I'm up to 90 subscribers now.
Oh, enemy on the ship,
Let's
enemy
go.
on the ship. Enemy on the ship, left side.
This being able to kick people off the pilot's so good. Got him, on him, on him, on him. First, you can't see it because it's perfectly lined up with my camera. Nice. Go! Oh, yes. We have a plasma cannon right there. You're done. You're done. Goodbye. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, done.
We got.
Forget about it. Forget about it. Oh, weird. I took a drink right at the same time. Yeah, I need to do this, but for Marvel Rivals, I think it'd be sick. Just put a compilation of me doing cool stuff, and then bam, cut to the beginning of the match, you know? I gotta find some way to break through the algorithm on YouTube, because this is hard. Let's hit the studio, shall we? I'm up 7 subscribers in the last 28 days, which is pretty good. I'm happy about that, but we really need this to be higher. But look, like, Gaming with the Boys, Smite 2 Live, 32 views. I mean, these are all published live videos, though, so it doesn't really count, but like 23 views, 55 views, 59 views. Granted, I mean, my like ratio is good. I appreciate that. 47 views, 40 views. These videos popped off, though. Specifically this one here. 2,744 views with an 82%. Has 64 likes at 82%. This is the craziest video I've made so far. It's not even that crazy. It's just crazy to me to see 64 likes. Like, my average is 4 to 7. And this one had 64 likes and 82%, which I understand because you're going to have Path of Exile lovers that are going to be like, blah, Lassie Brock sucks. I'm not liking this video. 14 dislikes to 64. I'll take it. I'll take it. But yeah, I mean, that's... Our shorts are doing okay. This one, I don't know what happened. Like, our shorts usually get like 1,000, close to 2,000. I'd say the average is 1,400. Right? I don't understand why this has like 5 upvotes and 5 downvotes. I don't know. I don't understand how people go out of their way to downvote a video. Like, this is just a... Back on guns? It's just a short. It's literally just a short.
We got people coming.
You guys want to go? And people will downvote. They'll find something. I did learn that putting these hashtags in changes a lot, though. Obviously not this one, because this one broke somehow. I think I posted 2 videos too soon together or something, but like Path of Exile here, these videos usually we get like 40 views. And they're getting almost 1,000. And I can only assume it's because I'm putting hashtags in the titles now. Whereas like if you go to my earlier content, no hashtag, no hashtag, no hashtag, no hashtag, no hashtag, no hashtag. I mean, they did okay. 500, 400, 300. Couple of these even got 13. This one was pretty good because, you know, I got a knife and an opening. But, yeah, I don't know. Iron Man counter. Oh, this is an Emma video. We just tie this shit up. Guys are just letting him farm his ult. And what is he gonna do? He's gonna swing in here. He's gonna go. I'm gonna block it. I'm gonna block it. Blocked. Killed. I did say he was gonna do that. I did. I said he's gonna do that. They didn't believe me, but I did say he was gonna do that. I love making content, though. It's honestly, it's become so much fun.
Now that we see Helix in play.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Helix is maybe gonna try and take us the route of the world. He's been one of the original.
Making content, making shorts, making long form content's been fun. I've got a review video coming out for Lawgate. I'm excited to put that out. I've got the whole script. You want to see the script, by the way? Look at this script. It's not even finished. It's not even finished. Boom. This is my rough draft script for my next YouTube video. You could say things are kind of getting serious, you know? I think things are kind of getting serious around here. We're trying to make serious content. We're actually putting thought into it. You know, I even right click and fix typos. Like, pff, crazy, dude. Yeah, that's like a That took me half a day to type out and organize. Just a rough draft, really. One of the more difficult things about making content, especially long-form content, is getting lost in the content. Having an organized thought at the beginning, and then during production, becoming disorganized, and then looking at the ending product and being like, it's okay, but I kind of got lost here, and I kind of got distracted there, and we lost the plot at the 6-minute mark. We lost the plot for sure, you know? So I've decided I need to start scripting more of my videos going forward. Oh, we're picking?
Most of it, yeah, has been like the mirror of the Emma Frost.
All right.
Last week, we did have a lot of the alternating. You get
Emma
one,
Frost.
you get the other. Is the synergy...
Doctor Strange.
Obviously, it's that strong. But I guess it's the fact that Magneto synergizes with literally everybody with those like iron bulwarks. And then...
If Magneto is in the game, Punisher becomes weaker, is the thing, because you have essentially the 50-50 of Punisher can overload the Meteor M, but if the Magneto is able to come and prove the reaction check pass and rolls a nat 20, you're able to immediately chuck that one-shot potential directly on top of the Punisher, and we've actually been seeing in all of the regions Meteor M to absorb that first burst of the Final Judgment into multiple players all getting picked because of how much resources goes into caring for that Punisher. Remember, it's not just the Final Judgment that comes out from the team of the Punisher, it's the Eternal Bond too. And if the Cloak and Dagger is mid-dash, suddenly you don't have the ability to duck teleport out of the meteor hurtling straight for your face.
So we're at least seeing a potential lean towards the Magneto pick that's coming in. We have one spot left for a top 8 finish here in the EMEA Ignite tournament. Playoffs abound for one of these two squads. Beetle going to be on the Doctor Strange to begin with, to just go for the portal play. Kai's going to be doing a very similar thing. We've seen some really nice Doctor Strange and Aya Bagamoto plays, and for these two, you're expecting a lot. The counter portal was actually going to be used to try to cut off exactly where Team Peps were looking to fight from, but nothing really came of it.
By the way, Larry has committed. We have actual jab strats. Jab strats were used by Rad to keep the pressure on Fi with the Human Torch, and Healers now is going to be feeling that heat turned onto him. DAP and Beetle both able to come on through, immediately catching onto the win condition. Punisher removed from that fight, as with that strange teleport, Peps had the lay of the land. Both the high ground and the ability to out.
I'm thinking about going back to the dot
they
as
all
well.
came through from a very small space.
I have it my way.
Ultimates wise, you're looking at Larry that's actually made the most progress because he has just been healing up all of this trash damage that's been coming in from Al-Qadsia. With so much of the damage coming in from the skies, Larry just being able to pull people out of dodge might actually be useful with the It's Jeff ultimate so far. Kaya just wanted to try and make some headway, but he gets sort of interrupted, cut up by Team Peps, who have managed to take this fight really away from the point.
Right, I was about to say, they're fighting away from the point right now.
Really,
a lot.
Making good progression. Fate of both worlds from Lidstrom's going to be used. It's
we got the
Jeff
Eat
also
by
getting
Jeff.
into this engagement on top of it.
Jess Eaton.
Lindstrom is able to come and prove the fate of both worlds to give the damage boost to Kaya, for the Maelstrom takes Larry down. Mid-edge Jeff before he could find his way to the fire pit.
The ult.
DRP are going to be taking out Katsu damage before they
But
can
the
even
shields.
push themselves over to
Wait, that
point.
goes through
Eternal Bond
her ult? I didn't know
and
that.
both invested.
I thought you had to get
Both
inside
from
for that to
the
work.
lane
That's
out.
interesting.
Supernova. Aya Bagamoto also comes out from Kaya.
Oh, man.
The soul resurgence as out surges till final
The
judgment
Quaggy
clears the
Moto
space, but can
ultimate
Katsuya actually
for the
find
healer
point?
snipe.
Still no progression made from Al-Qadsia. It was a nice final judgment to push people back, and the eliminations are still like in their favor. Now it's just 82%.
Oh, no.
managed to get onto the board. Not quite 99%.
They are holding
but
this
Al-Qadsia,
so hard
after
right
that
now.
Fight, probably hoping that they could have done things a little
they're
bit
taking
more
high ground.
acutely than they did.
They should be able to survive though.
What
This
the-
next fight. Hardest
They're
is the
taking
only one
high
with the
ground.
Team Peps with a win condition, but that can be shut down quite easily by the meteor.
You would
and
not
hanging
see
above
this.
Pep's head with the
Even in
fact that if they try to
Grandmaster,
follow up
you
from
wouldn't
that Winter
see
Soldier's
a whole
ultimate
team
open
rotate the high ground.
They're also making sure that they have their back to the
Let
point.
alone seeing
They
the
can drop
enemy
down if the
team
pressure becomes too
rotate
much.
high ground to
Terror
try and
comes on
take.
further, catches Milk Boy. Out goes the
They would just
meteor and
keep trying to fight through that
suddenly,
same hallway
Hardest is on
like they're
high
doing now.
alert. He doesn't even need to utilize the full duration of the Kraken impact. He can just find the shots off the Rotterdam.
Dude, someone's gotta create
reset.
space.
Not really needed, but the fight is still good now.
No one's
as
creating
80%
space.
Is now tricking to 92%. Beetle managing to take out Kaya, so any form of like portal play, not think it's going to be available. But Meteor M now thrown out, taking a lot of the damage with it, but the elimination not quite there. Psionic seduction from DRP just keeping people.
Oh,
away
the
from this
Jeff.
objective into the Jeff pickup.
He got
quickly.
Human
He's only managed
Torch.
to grab one, but he's going to pull him into the fire and flames regardless. Fate of both worlds for Lindstrom.
I mean, he had to jump because he could have flown out, but
they almost just jumped off of the point. You could see exactly how much Team Peps are trying to knock them back, but they're still
for sure, I think
fighting,
that's me.
clambering on to these
Oh,
two
literally me in
vanguards.
every combo where I
Kaya
take
just
too
trying to
many
find whatever they
tangents.
can. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a wild
I'm
fight
guilty
for
of it.
Iavagamotto.
I think that's just part of our ADHD and
Beyond.
what have
Beetle
you.
taken out of the fight is able to put a portal not
It's
only
really
to help him
difficult
get in,
to,
but add something else to stop
stay on
Garcia
topic.
taking
And,
this fight.
like,
But
we
they're
can stay
able
on
to actually
topic,
take
but we
point.
can juggle
Keyless
multiple
gets
side
the
topics
comeback
at the same time
after
that are
being
related
abducted
to the
by
main
Larry's
topic.
Edge Jeff, which Beetle actually shields to make
But
sure
like
that
in
the
our
Jeff
brains, we're like,
survives.
this is necessary
Flying into the
information,
fiery
and for
pits
them, it's like
below. Now though, Alcatzia
not
finally finding that flip,
necessary.
finally having the space where this composition really
I'm
shines.
very guilty of
Keyless
it.
on this torch is going to be so annoying for Team Taps.
It is
Now
one of
just
my
get
downsides.
through the gauntlet of poke pressure that the torch is able to
Should have been a lawyer.
the second that they try and stack through those small corridors, and Team Pep's already counter-rotating farther away. Beetle's got the Eye of Agamotto.
Oh, dude, look at this Human Torch just going uncontested right now. I mean, granted, he's in great positioning up on that pylon.
But the dive bomb stops the Strange from regrouping with his team. He's on the side side of the small room, and Alcatzia capitalized with the meteor and stopping any follow-up from the Eye.
Oh man, Beetle was taken out just as the Eye of Agamotto was used. Artist also using the Kraken's impact, but he's just backed up into a corner.
It's
so
big,
it's
but
seduction.
not
It's
big
really
now?
mattering because this
Oh,
final
because of the
is
Punisher ult.
just shredding through Aura Steelo. 3 ultimates used by Team Peps. 4 actually with Larry that's managed to at least attempt
no,
to kick
they're
that puck up
losing
more
the
to throw them into
point.
furnace, but they're able
Who
to
has it right now?
survive.
Oh, the red has it. No,
Alcatzia
they're not losing. They're holding the
managing
point.
to turn what looked like a pretty good fight against them back into a potential overtime switch with Team Peps not able to contest.
Yeah, well, who
Okay,
is
so
streaming it?
managing
What
to win
quality
that
are they
full
streaming it
fight.
right now?
It did
1080p at
A
60?
little bit rough. There was a little bit of time where they had to sort of
Like,
figure out what composition they were playing into.
this is
because
not my
what
quality, by
team
the way. This
in
is
this
the
current
YouTube
season
quality.
expects Jeff strategies. Gone is the duelist flank Jeff that you would pair up with a Captain America and a Psylocke. Now we get
There's no
reworked
questioning
Jeff,
relevance or need.
where Larry
needing
gets
this.
to utilize
We just
joyful
keep all
slash
three
to
conversations
joyfully
rotating.
heal
Yeah.
your allies and not so happily
That's why I love my ADHD
damage
friends.
your
We all keep up.
opponents.
Yeah.
But Healers is able to find a way around it. They're able
I don't
to
have enough
really
ADHD
find
friends,
the pocket
unfortunately.
That the Punisher is looking for.
I don't think I
And
have
the
any.
second that they win just one singular fight, that's all they need. For the
Ba-da-da-da-dum.
crossfire, for the amount of angle control that is afforded to both the Punisher and the Torch, to just be too offensive, too aggressive for Peps to be able to overcome.
True. I mean, yeah,
Well,
of
it's
course
taken a
you're
lot
my
of the attention
ADHD
before.
friend.
We've just played the melee characters, some of which were in the pick.
But you're
and
also my
draft.
ADHD
This Human
sister.
Torch, along with a combination of Justice Invisible Woman,
Beetle.
really getting a lot of damage in for free. This
Yeah,
was Alcatzia last
Beetle.
time. Not really catching all that much with the strategy playing around their portal beforehand. Going for more of a simple, straightforward option to try and contest first.
Steeler on the Invis Woman now, looking for the force physics to deny connection from that Eye of Agamotto. We've also potentially looking for a grab onto Kaya. Out comes the Wolverine. He's not
Out
able to find
comes the
value. He's looking for
Wolverine.
also
They
immediately
broke
pop that pass and
broke
just
out the
make sure that he doesn't
Wolverine.
go down. Supernova from Alcacius forces Paps to make a big
Wolverine
step
and Punisher.
backwards. Hardest is space that he has to work with diminished
I mean, they're
massively.
still
Kaya
running.
Gets to use the Eye of Agamotto to punish them when they have
Wait,
to
how
go
do they-
back to
do
the
they have
point to stop
bans?
the cap from coming on through, but still no picks.
Do you not ban Luna?
Nothing's really been
Maybe they don't
done.
have
You can see
bans.
Alcatia having to scramble in this fight. It's not even been taken by Albertine. The invisible boundary is going to try to capitalize on top of Alcatia's positioning, but final judgment from Till.
Capitalize.
Not afraid to be aggressive. It's not led to any
Oh, by the
eliminations
eye of
outside
Quadji
Alcatia,
Jojo.
But Team Pep's finding the picks, finding a two-piece with the Eye of Agamotto.
Double
and the
KO.
forward is perfect for Team Peps to be taking this point first. However, they took the first point first last time, and they didn't really all amount to all that much.
True, but
True.
this enclosed space can be both good and bad for the torch. If you're in control of the space, it's brilliant because it means that a lot of your kit, including Pyro Prison, is going to be shutting down a lot of the angles that the opposing team want to have. If you're playing into retake, though, that ceiling fan is going to be very annoying in terms of the space that healers can find. It's going to have
True.
to be a full
Not to
pinch play
mention
coming out from Alcacia
the shift
right
of the
now.
map can
Lindstrom
move your
is
ults.
going to have the fate of both worlds, but we need to see
Just-
healers
they can
the spear of
pretty
the
much
invisible
yoink a
ray all
whole
the way around the back, but that sets him up
invisible
to get
girl
scout
ult.
checked by the Wolverine, and Leaf is playing anti-air Logan.
It's a nice switch, and it's almost a little bit of rubbing the noses of
Anti-air
Alcatia in it, considering
Logan.
they're not able to pick it up themselves. We know that Leaf is able to do a lot of work onto whatever type of duelist shows up. And with Team Peps making 50% on the board, Ultimate
I've been
World
enjoying
very
Vanguard a
nicely,
lot, though,
having
if I'm
one
being
for each of
honest.
the roles, and Aura Steel
It really
not
is
too
a
far
fun
away
role to
from
play.
having the invisible boundary to go alongside.
Map change comes on first, starts at 50%, stops at 60%.
I see no one's playing
Pulse
Ultron
comes
right
out
now.
until everything has settled, and now out comes the Punisher turrets. Fully shielded on up from both sides. Tilt does have that final judgment. Lindstrom with the fate of both worlds can look for the damage boost, but they have to look for the Wolverine first. Leaf is out, finds nothing. Out comes the final judgment. There is the bolster.
Oh, and he's got the
damage
Luna
boost.
ult to keep him
And
alive. That's
Lindstrom is able to
crazy,
keep the
dude.
Punisher going and going
Oh
and going,
my
and Peps are
goodness,
falling
dude.
beneath the focus bar.
Having a Luna ult underneath you while your Punisher just... Ah, the dream.
Free are available for whatever next fight might show up. The Team Peps consolidate what they have. They might be kind of happy that they've got to 90%, but it was 82% on the last fight. Yet again, Alcacia just
I don't
having
remember
this
them banning. Okay.
resurgence in order to take these
Interesting.
fights later on.
I think I just
Trying to
want
get
Lord on
aggressive,
all
has the eye of
healers.
Agamotto, so doesn't want to overdo it. Just trying to bait out some of these like shields,
I do too.
the mitigation, the things that are going to stop him from.
It is a
connecting
hell of a
nicely
grind,
onto
though.
these picks. The hardest is the one that's just holding down the W key.
I'm working on...
Mostly focusing over the healist that does a terrific.
What do I have?
job of
Rocket,
diving out and
Cloak,
surviving.
and Invisible Girl, and I almost have Mantis. It's just hard to do it in rank now because I learned the hard way that hard locking heals is not a good way to get easy wins because there are legit people out there that cannot DPS or tank and they need to be healing. That's why I fill now. I let people play what they feel they're gonna win as, or what they want to. Because I used to think, well, if I just hard lock heals, then everyone else can do the DPS and tank, and we'll, you know, I'll just make sure everyone stays alive. And then you're like, why is no one dying? Why are you guys not getting kills?
And so far, if you have to lead a particular way, is
I just spread love to different ones on different days or games.
Because Helis has been terrific. I'm
That's the
really
goal.
impressed with how
I
well
have
he's
Cloak
been
and
doing
Rocket, but
over
Loki
Human
and Jeff are
Torch.
both getting high up there. I'm
consider swapping
surprised you
over
don't
to Storm
have
for
Loki
once.
done already, honestly.
Yeah, Storm is going to be able to have that goddess boost as we're going to be seeing. It's Punisher versus Punisher. It's
Oh, they
Pocket
brought out-
versus Pocket coming for right now. However, there's one side.
Look, they do have Bannon picks. The ones with the shields are ones that they chose to protect. So they chose to protect Punisher and Magneto. Right? And then they protected Ultron and Emma. Am I reading this right? Ban pick. Yeah, ban and pick, I think.
For both sides. Although Team Paps
All right.
Maybe going an aggressive tempo play before
Ooh, already got a portal out?
Team Peps has taken the point first on all of the maps so far, but forced to use Fate of Both Worlds quite early on. Should be able to cap this point at least to begin with. It might not be by much.
I like the idea of popping the portal and then trying to get kills while standing in your base. It's about as safe as an early pick can get. You can do some cool, strange stuff if your team's coordinated with you. Then I gotta pull the Wander, Magic, or Groot. That's true. Dude, I need to learn Magic. Just for the funsies. She's one of the only ones I haven't really picked up yet.
Team Peps were patting themselves on the back, thinking that with that aggressive TP at the beginning, they'd been able to force to split Lindstrom and Tilt's ultimate cycle, but it's not enough. They don't have the damage to be able to take Tilt down before Aura Stealer falls. Team Peps this time around, though, should be able to find the flip. They've got their own final judgment. And
It's crazy that both team have a Punisher and both team have a Storm.
Still a bit unfortunate on the timing, setting up the turret as it resurfaces into a low ground hold. Hardest trying to make the most of this change up, and lots of ultimates tackled on top of each other. Hardest, though, finding the majority of the picks, but still needs to switch this objective over towards Team Peps' side. Meteor M gonna go in, see if he can find a particular cover.
That was smart. Put up the turret.
Shift away from the cloak, but not quite able to get much damage off the back of it anyway. Regardless, Alcatia are doing a really nice job. Terrific work in keeping hold of this.
I'll be right back.
The 80% mark.
Okay, we're going back to that min-max afterwards because that was a lovely utility, but we can't slow down because the spider's not stopping at any point. Ayavaga from Peps. Alcatia will be able to live it with the Fate of Both Worlds. The sustain is going to get answered back by Aura Seal, and everyone closed on up in one specific location means a field day for Omega Hurricane to hit. Till on his turret is not going to be able to survive the storm atop his head, and Team Peps with the Goddess, they should be able to finalize these picks coming on first, but Alcatia's stubbornness has brought them 99%, and unfortunately for Peps, the writing might be on the wall in the next fight. Tilt's got final judgment, Maluki's got invis boundary. Peps need to take the Punisher down before Larry gets removed from Eternal Bond early.
Vanguard's very close to having their ultimates. Larry sat over on the Eternal Bond. And Hardest set up with the turret up on the high ground. It's going to maybe help him get up to that 100% mark for the final judgment, but it does feel like it's a little bit of a gold rush to see what can be grabbed first and what picks can come through early. DRP taking a lot of this initial damage, able to survive for the time being, but the invisible boundary is potentially going to pull Team Peps into a fight that they really don't want to be taking. The final judgment coming in from Tilt is going to be matched on the other side, and Hardest is the one that finds the eliminations. He finds 5 of them as Team Peps holding on for this point. Still a way to go, but that's an incredibly clean fight.
Incredible final judgment comes out from Hardest. He's been the hero for Team Peps time and time again when they've had that wall back pushed against a wall. Milkboy now does have that meteor, and they don't need to use it to try and win the coin flip of reaction against that Punisher. Gillis with the Omega Hurricane can kick things off too. Aura Stealer is going to be forced into having to use this invis boundary to keep everyone alive, and that's exactly what the Magneto wants with the one-shot capability. Leaf kicks things off yet again. Healers tries to mirror the Omega Hurricane at the same time. Leaf goes for the interception, but Healers with the overhold, and both of the Storms survive.
Not really able to.
Alright, I'm back, sorry.
A bit of a stalemate when it came to the Omega Hurricanes.
These funsies?
Mirroring one another.
Yeah, I need to pull her out in some quick play or something and learn her kit.
Like 60 seconds ago. It's an impressive look. If you can get Lindstrom to use that Fate of Both Worlds early, that would be major. Alcatia now pretty much having to be forced into a fight. Ayavagamota going to be used, not quite getting much when it comes to connections, but it does force the invisible boundary out. Meteor M trying to loom down over on the picks, but it's Alcatia that lose people first, and Peps are finding a lot more off the back of this Psionic Seduction. Hardest 2%
Oh,
away
the
from
Coco.
that final judgment. Gotta use it as soon as it's available.
Oh,
and
man.
The fight back was nice, but Team Peps from 0% against 99. Hold on and take the first map.
Okay, we're talking for the min-maxing that Peps just did because, oh my goodness, Chef's Kiss strategist lineup. So, that Meteor M in that last fight, blocked by a Guardian Shield. Amazing play from Oracilla right there. We're returning back to the Meteor M before, though. Because we saw the cloak phase from Larry, we saw the dark teleportation.
This is lower bracket?
There's a moment where Peps don't know if they used it early because the Magneto goes for the overhold, trying to just outthink the cloak and dagger's utility, and then the smart play comes on through.
2-2-2. It's just the way to go.
On his Punisher turret, which has a separate HP bar to himself, and then because he's still counted as a player, Oracilla puts the Guardian Shield in front of the Punisher turret so that the Meteor M hits that instead.
Holy moly. I mean, Aura Stealer was the player that we said to watch, but it's, I mean, you are a strategist player, so I guess this is the kind of stuff that, like, you live for, frankly. It did require Team Peps to just really pull themselves up by the bootstraps in the final fight. They really didn't have all that much, just a couple of ultimates in a dream to hold on to what looked like an unrelenting, unstoppable force for Alcazar. But I think when it comes to, like, the players, you're looking at Team Peps and you're kind of going, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I think Leaf at a terrific...
Oh, by the way, I have drops enabled, so you should be getting...
It suits him to a T. And Helis had
I'm pretty sure they have drops on right now for Marvel Rivals.
A little bit of the second point,
So you should be working towards something.
Yeah, I mean, that second point, Alcazar, the second that they had to play into retake, they were playing split. So even though you have the invis coming on through, you don't have the LOS of the invis with the Guardian Shield application. The only thing that you're relying on as the Human Torch to receive any
2.5 drops. You may already have it then. It's just Emma stuff, I think. I thought they had different drops for today, though.
Finite. It's very small. In comparison, you've got every single time Helis on the Torch pops up on that side lane trying to just buy a angle that would force everyone's attention to pivot and deal with the Torch. He's getting grabbed by a Wolverine.
Yeah, we are giving, certainly we're giving you some cinema, right? You've got 8 hours that you need to be watching if you want to get that magic skin, and I think we're giving you 8 hours of pure octane action that is still continuing.
8 hours.
Exactly where Alcazar wants to take us for map 2 at the very least, after this short break, so don't go anywhere.
8 hours for a skin. I don't know where that skin's coming from, though. Am I misunderstanding this? Hold on, let me see if it's posted in here. It doesn't say. Is this on Twitch? Oh my god, I just looked at myself instead of Marvel Rivals. I'm such a dummy. Oh, it is up on Twitch. Yeah, I'm getting ads on Twitch. This is why I multi-stream. Get rewards by watching Marvel Rivals while they're live in Marvel Rivals. Oh. I see. Oops, sorry. Sorry about your ears. I kind of dig the K-pop. Not gonna lie. Is this K-pop? This sounds Korean to me. It's definitely not Japanese. It's definitely not Chinese. It's definitely Korean. I've never heard of any of these teams before. You know, I've thought about signing up for one of the Marvel Rivals tournaments. You know how they do the tournaments every season? I thought about trying to get on a tournament team. I think that'd be good. Like content-wise. Get some Marvel Rivals tournaments on stream. Possibly, maybe.
Bonjour and bienvenue to the Marvel Rivals Ignite EMEA. Why am I speaking French? Because Team Peps just took map number 1 against Alcatia. It was a close one though, Ryan. It really did go down to the wire.
Yeah, and we've heard so much good stuff about Alcatia from like.
It seems like their quality over here is better, which should be the opposite.
After every loss, and they've had a bit of a tumultuous time, I would say, so far in these groups. Like, they're able to get this far. They weren't just knocked out 0-2 in series, but there's still a lot of pressure going on to this game. And Team Peps is not a team to ignore. They've had relatively strong finishes from the tournaments that we've seen them play. Even taking maps for the first time against the likes of Virtus Pro.
I can't wait till I have a better camera.
The strength of this squad was always just how they take team fights and survive.
I can't wait to upgrade from a webcam, really.
Long engagements in these fights, and you saw that to a T over on Hell's Heaven. However, now Alcatia, if they've done their homework,
I don't think ad blocker blocks anything over here.
Game mode to be able to take us to now, and whether that veto is going to change at all. Now that we know that we're going to symbiotic service.
Yeah, avoid convoy. Avoid convoy like the plague. Step number 1, ticked off. Do not allow Team Peps a map type that allows them to go for a close hold around your squad.
Okay, so here's a ban phase 2. Oh, I see.
Whether or not the bans are going to change, because there were some definite targeted bans against certain players. Healers deprived of the Wolverine.
They're trying to ban. Oh, they ban.
Change anything up in terms of trying to prevent Peps' game plan.
I don't understand. Did they ban her and then save her, or did they ban her? Oh yeah, I see. The red underline. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. So this team, Peps banned. What's this one? Cad? Is that what we're gonna call him? Alcad? Alcad Sayu? Anyways, so they banned Emma, then they saved Emma.
Yeah, but the problem is if you take a
and then they banned Loki, and
Bucky is still very, very strong. Especially if you
then they saved Magneto. They banned
Magneto.
Magneto. I got you. Okay. I understand now.
Against Alcatia, so Helis has denied one of his normal duelists that he is known for. What do Peps try and save? Do they lock the Punisher? No, they lock the Ultron.
They tried a little bit with the support.
They locked Ultron last game, and then they didn't play him.
A little bit odd. I wouldn't say that that's why they lost the first point at all, but Alcatia at least able to remove the cloak and dagger, which was annoying for sure, but we've already seen that Aura Stealer is able to make the Invisible Woman work so well with some of the combinations that came in. A protection for a Psylocke for Alcatia would be interesting as it gives healers something more melee focused to play for, but instead, probably more sensibly, they're going for the Lunar Snow Stave.
Yeah, so Luna is actually going to force Team Peps now into having to build a couple of different things.
I should probably. An easy one would be just getting Luna Snow to freaking Lord.
Literally season 1 before a lot of teams even discovered that Captain America was very strong, so I'm not surprised to see it go. But what that does leave
Okay,
on
I'm
the
playing
field
now.
is Luna and Psylocke. And given the fact that Pep's locked Ultron as a
It's
flyer,
time to grind.
Psylocke is going to be very happy indeed because Psylocke is your go-to duelist counter to anything in the sky.
It's looking a very dive-centric Is Captain
Other.
America specifically very good on symbiotic service, or just very good?
They're for healing.
Very good, full stop. Very strong ultimate with freedom charge, being able to deny a lot of breakpoints from the other team.
Did you guys
It's
see that? They're
essentially
for
utilized as
healing.
a third strategist ultimate, sometimes a fourth strategist ultimate, given your composition lineup. And then also the fact that, as we saw in the previous series, where like Welsh Mania is going on through, and just being an absolute menace of a Spider-Man to J. Jonah Jameson proportions. You do not want to be a backline strategist player having to deal with a Captain America who's literally getting to reflect back all of your CC projectiles at you.
I think Kaya was looking to be picking up the Venom.
Emma, Loki, Luna, Cloak, and Dagger. Bam. Magneto, Loki, Wolverine. Same as Emma, Luna, Magneto, and Ultron.
Gonna dedicate into just throw off Milk Boy off of the map entirely.
That might actually have thrown off Alcatia's game. It's definitely thrown off the tempo that they have, which is really bad news for healers until, without that Emma being able to walk the core forward, they're going to have to really not get scouted out on these longer rotations.
This map I've been getting really good at in terms of tanking. It's become one of my favorite maps now.
Players were trying to rotate until it's not going to get past the torches 2 on top of things. The scout check reveals the duelist, and that flank is denied.
Okay, they're not quadruple healing, they're triple healing.
Sky just dancing around each other.
I think the Jeff swap for
falling off of the map.
Human Torch.
Trying to find a way in for Alcatraz to be able to take this point, but a lot of time is being bought. It feels like both teams are almost flirting with each other so far in how these engagements have happened, notably because ultimates aren't quite on the board just yet. It's looking like an invisible boundary for Larry's winning the line when it comes to being available. Maluki wasn't that far behind either, but hardest to find in the pick. It allows everybody else to start dropping for Alcadzia, and the reset is required from the attackers.
They do manage to take down Larry, but Alcazia's dive just has not been able to formulate. Human Torch is actually the definition of his other definition, not for the heat that he's bringing, but the
right back. I gotta go tinkle.
To shine onto Tilt's position every single time Tilt's tried to utilize his shift and stealth. Leaf has immediately been able to pixel perfect predict the dash distance and catch the Psylocke out of it. So Alcazia have been denied the opening that they've been looking for time and time upon again. Tilt slowly but surely is building up to the dance of the butterflies, but it's not the speedy burn down that Alcazia need, and because of that, they're not getting any way of stopping Peps from just walking forward and taking a better numbered fight on main.
Yeah, this is aggressive, maybe even a little bit cocky, as the Rage of Ultron is basically backing Alcazia into a corner. There's not much to do. It's very hard to disengage, but nobody's gone down to force a full reset. It is just that Rage of Ultron ultimate. They can just sort of sit up. You can get it relatively quickly. We've got so much else to sit on, so it's not a big dedication. But Alcazia almost having all 6 ultimates to work with. Supernova from Leaf is going to be the thing that starts it, and it's going to force out the fate of both worlds. There's the dance of the butterflies into the backline from Tilt, but looking at the HP bars from Team Peps, nobody is going even below 90% available. Alcazia holding on for a good portion of that fight before Leaf actually finds the elimination onto his counterpart on the other side. Invisible boundary from Maluki was available, but left a little bit late to use in this engagement, and progression made from Alcazia. They're trying to see if they can push the point a little bit more, as Team Peps have had to get off of this point completely.
Yeah, but they just can't commit. They can't find the damage into the backline. The good news is they've been able to sideline the backline entirely off of that point. So A will get grabbed, but this is all Peps right now, and that's really bad news for Alcazia, a composition that needs space to be able to work with. Tilt and Kaya need to be able to find these engagement spaces to jump onto Team Peps' backline, but by losing that fight now, they've got to walk out of spawn all over again.
that's
off of the torch onto the Winter Soldier to try and bionic hook pressure out some of these flyers. But Alcazia's win condition is the dive, and it's just going to be denied.
You see the Team Peps are backing up. That's a hard decision for Team Peps to make in that moment, to give up the point, but to just keep some consistent contest happening to stop Alcazia from snowballing really up to this choke. So much more time has been bought in this place and Tilt with the Dance of the Butterflies looking to see if they can find an in. So far Team Peps have been very good at spotting them out, just throwing in some of the damage, even there Leaf just knowing exactly where Tilt was going to try and jump in, but it doesn't impact anything when it comes to shutting down the damage that's done. A nice 2k found and the rest of Team Peps falling over like dominoes as Alcazia find that momentum you were talking about.
Really clean coordination coming through from Alcazia as well. Kaya on the Venom, just making sure that everyone gets tethered up and held in the Dance of the Butterflies so that no one can tag out of it to not eat one of the damages coming in through from those slashes. And now with Alcazia finally finding the momentum that they're looking for, they can begin this fight already set up. Kaya on that high ground, already on that wall, looking for the dive opportunity, wanting to be able to utilize
He has a Venom.
of the abyss that Team Peps are going to have to be vigilant for. Venom has been able to stop Peps as well, fighting around this corner. It's up to Beetle, the lone strain, to try and anchor
There
that
it is.
position. There goes the
He
Venom.
got him to pop the ult.
Going to be invested, but it's beaten back by the Psionic Seduction coming in through from Milkboy. Lindstrom with the fate of both worlds gives the damage boost to both the Kraken Impact.
Oh, he just got yoinked.
The Meteor M has absorbed all of the pressure.
Forced back out by the invisible boundary, however. Team Peps not having ultimates currently, and it's trading picks now as Kaya doing well to keep fighting, finds himself too, and he's able to get out pretty much scot-free. Leaf on a sliver, 8 HP, he's panicking, he wants some help, and unfortunately the help is on the point.
dropping.
Also needs a little bit more assistance. Tilt has found so much value over on his Psylocke, and even though Team Peps pretty much had him on lockdown at the start of this map, it's got out of control.
Yeah, now that he's got the space, he's starting to run away with it. It's going to be harder, though, for Alcazia to grab that space back and see the openness. That long line of sight is perfect. The Leaf to be able to scout check out where the silo goes from. Looks like Tilt's going to be trying to play that right side angle, wrap all the way around the back. And yet again, Peps go out into the scout check. They know that the silo's a little bit too close for comfort. Just keeps looking back to see whether he's going to have to peel the Venom dive commitment coming on through. And he gets grabbed. The force physics pulls him a little bit too close, and he gets taken down.
Just as he was about to have that Rage of Ultron online, just to combo it to take some of the attention away, might open up space for Beetle's Eye of Agamotto. Invisible Boundary also might be able to sneak in a couple of unsuspecting Alcazia players. But they actually give this a lot of respect. They give up this space to work with. Having an invisible boundary of their own can maybe push up and take past where the payload is for a little bit more space. Rage of Ultron now available as Hottest returns to the fight. Meteor M trying to eat up as much as it can.
Ooh.
It was a really good pick before by DRP, but he can't quite connect this time around. Soul Resurgence and the Supernova from Team Peps trying to hold back this onslaught, this oncoming storm, as Lindstrom has been farming up these Fate of Both Worlds, these Lunar ultimates so much more. Kaya not really getting any meaningful damage over on the Feast of the Abyss, but the follow-up is there regardless.
Kaya Leaf's not getting any damage in. Boy's shooting the ground.
Keep resetting over and over. And Team Peps, they're just holding on for dear life, but as soon as Alcazia get an inclination of momentum, they are able to snowball this map so well.
It's just dealing now with the staggers coming on through from Peps.
Oh, they're staggering so hard right now.
The Captain America hardest actually moves on to the Hela just to have any pick potential. Without the ultimate cycle coming on through, until it says no, we've got to shut that down immediately. The Venom and the Psylocke combining to
They're giving
the
them
back
nothing
line
to work
so Peps
with.
can find any form of stabilization, and Alcazia will be able to find the full
I'll be right
push.
back.
We saw that too. Why Tilt on that Psylocke is so oppressive for those players to have to deal with. Any point that Team Peps find themselves a little bit too separated from Hardest on that Ultron, he was taken down immediately. As Alcazia, that last fight, that true fight before the stagger picks come through from the side of Peps, they knew that win condition. Kaya with the Feast of the Abyss, he doesn't find the picks, but what he does do is get the health buzz low enough so that Helis' Kraken Impact is the thing that really pushes the payload home.
Yeah, support Like strategist ultimates, I think from Lindstrom and Maluki have been really well rotated. The Team Peps, they didn't have the kind of like hardest moments of like a 4K or a 5K like we saw in the last map. In fact, it was like fairly quiet. One final hit that's actually come in from hardest kind of goes to show, like, yeah, he's on Ultron for one. Like, we haven't seen him over on the Punisher up until now, but it does feel like that real like impact to just turn a fight around was missing with the triple support comp.
Well, Tilt was taken down once in comparison to the Torch who fell a total of 5 times. So you can see when they were able to stop the Psylocke from really playing the way the Psylocke wanted on point A, the Flyers were finding their value, but the second that we went into B and C and Tilt really was just unleashed. That's when Peps lost control of that situation. Like you said, Maluki and Lindstrom as well, their ultimates have been so good. Maluki actually got picked up for this team because of their Invis woman, Heal has told me. So they're getting to play their staple pick. We'll see whether or not they get to play the game they want to go, as Teleport immediately takes Lindstrom out of the fight.
You know, one of your main strategists as well means that this whole from Alcatia is going to be tough, but Tilt...
One win down. Let's go, Caesar.
Gets the advantage. Cena's going to bring... I'll be right back. Is it going to bring...
Are you going to be on tonight, too?
It's just absolutely sending it through with
For like an hour and a half.
Literally sent himself for Beetle's own strange portal to get the backline that they correctly assumed were playing away from the portal. As Tilt now gets taken down by Leaf. Without that Psylocke, Kaya's follow-up is diminished slightly as Leaf above that high ground position is able to just keep spamming these players down. Invis boundary has to be forced on the Alcatia just to have the confidence.
You guys are heading here tomorrow, huh?
To be able to put themselves into a recontest situation, but that's exactly what Leaf wants. He's building up to that first supernova if Peps even need it to be able to take control of the situation.
Really good shield has come on to protect Leaf after he gets caught by the Carbon Crush. And we were sort of saying that Team Peps needed a little bit of that 100 HP to 0 burst damage. And hardest with the final judgment should be the one that's carving through this cake and looking to be the one to try to take this point over the edge. Meteor M is used and sort of allowed this follow-up, but you got to say this combination from Leaf, just the dive down, the burst damage, is actually really successful in taking out and picking off these Alcatia players.
Yeah, something to note as well, DRP throwing that Meteor M, not at Lindstrom. He threw it where he was anticipating the Invis woman to be around the corner of that cover. He knew that she'd be looking to guard and shield off the Luna.
I haven't seen that before.
Potential and try to pick Maluki off instead. As Team Peps now will be able to put themselves up onto that high ground.
Oh, and he's just holding the shield there.
Protect the Punisher. Protect the Punisher turret, so that when Alcatia try and reset themselves into a position, Helis gets taken down immediately to the
Okay, he doesn't want to blow all of his ammo, though.
This feels like Beetle in just like...
It's already halfway out. Oh, look how the whole team was stacked together. So, the Psylocke didn't get any picks.
That's crazy, dude.
It certainly does. With the connection of DRP, find the backline of Maluki. There was a real problem for Team Peps when it came to dealing with Alcatia's snowball in effect, and over on this point, it's looking like they're able to match it in a similar vein. Tilt trying to see if he can dive into the backline, but it's the front line actually that's the one that's causing the most issues, and Alcatia struggling to deal with it.
Aura Stealer 2, now over to the Rocket Raccoon, who's going to have the VRB station, as well as the Seer. Damage amplifier coming on through for the side of Team Peps, which might give them an easier time of breaking the B defense, as Kaya does have that Eye of Agamotto. Has to be careful though of Larry with the force physics. Punisher hardest on the turret, just all the way removed from the fight. With that damage has been able to build up the final judgment into the Invis boundary. We invade as one Eye of Agamotto was traded for a force physics. Force physics may stop the Eye
of Agamotto!
And that comes on through immediately. Alcatia try and answer back with an Eye of their own, but it might as well be a speck of dust. Hardest blinks and it's removed, and final judgment finds the value it was looking for.
Things moving along with a good amount of time. Alcatia are going to be happy that they finished off this map, but with 0 seconds on the clock, Peps could just get an extra little bit of time added if they can keep just interrupting Alcatia's resets. It can stop things from progressing. However, there is that Eternal Bond that's now available for Lindstrom. forced it out early might be nice, but the Meteor M might be just the counter that they need exactly. Aura Stealer switching over onto the Rocket Raccoon. Does have the arm amplifier to work with, and there's the Eternal Bond ready to start this fight. There's the Meteor M trying to find a pick, but it's blocked yet again.
Final Judgment comes out. Healers having swapped over to that Storm is going to aid 12% damage boost. Team Peps in high retreat, but it's not enough. Alcatia
Oh my
chase them
goodness.
down. Find one, find two. DRP will be revived thanks to the BRB.
I feel like he was doing
Magneto brought back
ZDPS
immediately.
there.
The same cannot be said though for Hardest. But Peps,
He gets one, huh?
huge pick. Lindstrom gets taken down.
He tried to save him.
By the Punisher, Peps want to take this fight. Out comes the Supernova. Invis Boundary even gets invested too, so that Peps can consolidate their performances. And now it's up to Healers with the Omega Hurricane to put a stop to the shenanigans of Peps' side.
Very weird fight. You've got the Bira back to block DRP back into the engagement. They were trying to stall him out. He's able to get a pick. He goes down, but just as we see Larry dive in with the invisible boundary, he's just a few seconds, a split second maybe, just behind on time. The Hardest wants to really put up the ante. Him and Leaf are finding all of the picks, something that they were struggling with on the defense. They're doing a very good job here. The Eye of Agamotto catching on to Leaf at the very least, but that's about it. Kaya is very low on HP, struggling to keep himself up with just this consistent damage that is absolutely churning on through. The final judgment available for Tilt, though, could be a nice counter-attack if Team Peps are overcommitting here.
Lindstrom's going to have the Eternal Bomb too. It's up to DRP. Can he shut down with Meteor M, the final judgment, and in the same fell swoop catch Lindstrom's Eternal Bond? Alcatia know that the Magneto has the play. They can't open up with an Eternal Bond into an aggressive final judgment. They need the Meteor M out first. Leaf finds Healers. DRP manages to find the Cloak and Dagger mid-dash until with final judgment still charged up is taken down. Surely
I had to
Peps will be
reset
able
the
to commit
TikTok.
the full push. Alcatia just have a Storm to get out of spawn and potentially try and touch, and it's not to be. Peps with the aggressive play to go first. Alcatia not wanting to risk the ire of that Magneto.
Ew.
Fall.
So Alcatia do get another chance to try to take that first point. 1 minute in order to do so, but that minute is also gifted over to Team Peps. Give them about 2.5 to work with. And whilst, you know, the triple support was nice from Team Peps, you can't say that Hardest, Punisher, Leaf, Torch isn't the way to go. And especially it's given so much freedom. The Vanguards combined in the way that they did with the Ultimates was delicious from Beetle and DRP. Alcatia maybe weren't just expecting that synergy to come through, because it's almost like an over-dedication in some fights, but when you're at the end of the map for Peps, it's fine to throw whatever you have available at it.
I mean, DRP just getting Magneto through the advanced pick and bans is insane. There's a reason why so often he's the insta-ban for both teams at the same time. The damage that he can provide, especially given the fact that he got buffed this patch, where now you get your right clicks, your mag cannons much more frequently off of just normal time. That's before you even take into account the amount of damage that's getting blocked by your bulwark coming on through, as we'll have to see whether or not a strange portal is going to play havoc with the time bank available.
Oh, he's
for the
using it to
attacker's
watch
side.
him.
Does anyone fall for this?
Oh, Kaya not this time. Milk Boy very glad that it's not 2 for 2. Fool me once and all that jazz. For Team Peps, 40 seconds thereabouts to hold on. It really might just come down to progression on the point itself as opposed to the payload moving, but from what we saw
He's
from
trying to
Odyssey
catch
earlier,
him
we
with the
could see a
portal.
bit
That's
of,
that's
a traversal of the map yet again. If Alcatia can get
one day
this
I'm gonna pick
going,
Strange
and
up
that
again and
middle
start
pick
making
over
some
onto
portal
DRP
plays.
is the perfect start. The Birat back in a bunker position gonna suit him a lot better than it did the last time that he was brought back prematurely by the Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, Team Peps very much playing full on the defensive, looking for the full hold with the rocket right off of the rip. And in the anticipation of one of their players going down early, they get brought back in and can still take the next fight 6v6. Fearless, though, with that cutout boost on that Storm, is making it an unfair mirror matchup for the Punisher. Something that Peps have learned. Hardest is faster to the final judgment, though, even through the invis boundaries from both teams. He's still finding the damage damage, especially with the Yon amplifier coming on.
What a play there. What a play with the tornado there. He purposefully started the tornado on his on Rocket's ult.
Now it is only 2.5 minutes for Team Peps to try to outdo, or at the very least try to match exactly what Alcatia are about to do here. And this point can get out of hand if Team Peps don't take this fight well, and with a final judgment, the Punisher ultimate in hand for Tilt, you have to be very careful, Team Peps. You're walking the tightrope.
Overtime plays, we say a lot of the time, probably aren't going to see the full map finish, but we've seen Insomnia with an overtime play from here be able to full push this very map. Team Pep swap Leaf over to the Storm, so both have access to the same 12% damage boost coming on for the Goddess.
Why are they not contesting the point? Do they want them to get to a certain spot? Now they're contesting the point right here at the corner.
Opening coming on through for Alcatia. Psionic Seduction keeps that payload moving. Till off of the back of it, tries to take advantage of Peps being forced into the disengage, but the Punisher doesn't find the picks. Instead, it's Leaf with the Omega Hurricane right over the objective before it can get to the second checkpoint. DFP, Beetle all throwing the damage on top of the Storm, and it's not the safety of the Eye of the Hurricane.
Dude, the Storm ults are so crazy.
They get torn asunder.
It was just holding out for as long as possible, but once that Omega Hurricane came out, it just burst for Alcatia. Everybody started to dip, and Team Peps glad that it didn't get
so they gotta take
silly with how much Alcatia could push
and
things
get
along.
further.
But it's got to be in the back of the mind. Like, we only have 2.5 minutes to match that, and if this first point is a good hold from Alcatia, it might not even get that far, and we might find ourselves on a third map.
We can very realistically find ourselves on a third map. If Peps, like you said, let anything get out of hand in terms of ultimate economy, if the defenders are able to find a first pick against the attacker side before they can build up ultimates and get into a position where the poke fight goes evenly, so that both teams match ultimate economy. As
the poke fight's important because it really comes down to
all of a sudden Peps are on the back foot for a minute where they have to
which healer's gonna get their ult first, or which Storm's gonna get their ult first. Because if they do, they could do Rocket Punisher, they could do Invisible Girl Punisher to get them onto the point.
Set up Team Peps.
But Storm can just go in.
She
doesn't need a setup.
And trinkets, I suppose, that you would get from the Penny Parker Rocket combo. And just a potential, looking to be a portal play. I've seen this a couple of times. Set up the portal
Okay.
to battle on the side,
The portal in the air?
turret play up in the sky. It's going to disrupt Team Peps and
They're buying time.
But Tilt has gone
They're just trying to get the clock. There you go, guys. Get it. Oh no.
Which meant that he was receiving the healing and could fire through the teleport location that Kaya provided, so that Tilt was taken down, and Alcatia don't have a rocket. They're down the Punisher for this fight. The floodgates have opened. Peps
No way, dude.
The Punisher is not there. They want to be able to take this space permanently away from
Dude, you guys have to capitalize on the fact that Punisher isn't there. It's too late. He's there. He's back now. He's gonna get his ultimate so much faster, though. Oh, man. Get off the point. Push him off the point. Someone stay on the point so you can cap. Oh, that was not the best shield.
And considering he wasn't on Punisher at the start of this one,
my
you probably
goodness.
sat there thinking of your Team Peps like, please just play Punisher all of the time, every time, please. Because now things are moving with a good amount of time.
Dude, I'm about to move back to the dot. I'm telling you.
Didn't turn the other cheek. They did not.
I've also used that one too, the Cayenne cross. And then I swapped to this magenta X cross. I don't know if I like it as much though.
If they use the Mega Hurricane,
I think I prefer just the dot.
To deal with the Mega Hurricane, they lose the pocket against Tilt. They might try and combine both of them just so that they can manage to blitz down Leaf's ultimate, but Aura Stealer with the Seer can amplify the damage. And unfortunately for Alcatia, all this time they don't take a fight. That payload is moving.
just over 30 seconds for Team Peps to make this a 2-0 and make their way into playoffs. Alcacia want to shut this down.
This is it. This is where it's gonna come down to the ult.
Clear the lines for Helis. Pulls himself back to the rest of the team. It's gonna force out the Seer from Aura Stealer.
Oh no!
Bringing back anybody that
you guys aren't stopping this.
To bring themselves into the fight. Final judgment Tilt in a bit of a low ground position. So
if he gets a pick here, they can end it.
Back out a little bit more.
They got the Luna ult, but it got overloaded, so we can't kill it. Then, oh my gosh, they got the eye.
He's able to survive, and all of these ultimates from Alcacia, the book has been thrown
okay.
down.
Okay.
Shoved back from Larry, whilst the invisible boundary is going to
Invisible Girl's ult went out. Is that gonna save it?
The numbers are about even.
You have to contest. You have to contest.
Potentially back into a neutral
they're back to farming ults.
And Kaya just
who's the closest with ult? No one.
Freaking
no one.
Into any
it's gonna be it's gonna be a rocket ult next.
Backing off, holding on for a dear life here.
Don't pop it as soon as you get it. That's now pop it. Oh no. Oh, he's eating. He's eating, dude. Oh no. Oh, the snipe. They brought out a Venom.
It looked like maybe Alcacia would be able to turn it around with the last minute defense, but no. Peps closed the door on a potential free mapper, and we finished the series.
That was wild. I thought they were actually about to go into a round 3.
Not only were a lot of their series just incredibly close, this whole series was on a knife's edge.
Artist
Full
MVP
domination mode being played out, 99% versus 99% right at the end, and here the overtime push for a second go around Symbiotic Showdown. Good times put up, but still not good enough as Team
41-8.
Really getting a feel of the meta
52,000 damage. Dude, he cooked.
The way that the draft pick phase is going, it makes you very excited and honestly ponder how far they can go in this tournament, because a 4th place finish in their group and like top 8 finish over in playoffs.
Man, the Psylocke picks are big.
Them a little bit because they looked exceptional.
Wasn't enough, but they were really good.
Peps, I mean, they're so good in those high pressure, high octane moments where we hit into overtime. They do not lose their cool. If anything, they become so much stronger.
True. We just watched it happen.
So many smart plays that they decided to do, like Aura Stealer going over to the rocket, understanding that Hardest would be a big target of focus for Alcacia to try and take down.
Yeah, so he gets the revives off.
Hardest bulbs that final judgment. They could not risk overtime fight going long enough that he would bold.
They were hard targeting Hardest as the Punisher to keep him locked down, and the healer swapped to Rocket to make sure that they got the revive off for when they targeted Punisher. It's a good move. Big smart plays.
Maluki was 72% when he got taken down. And off of the back of that, both Kaya and Milkboy were heavy focused from the side of Team Peps, so that the Invis woman wasn't able to build the boundary that would have allowed Alcacia to stabilize, because their respawns being so close to their respawn in terms of where that payload was would immediately have a much easier point of access for the defenders to start regrouping, as opposed to the attacker side where they had to swap on things like the Venom and the Wolverine.
Do we know?
Have just access to that because of
it's
kit
just
and
this
ability.
Full stream on.
Yeah, DRP I think also had some really good moments, like getting a
hold on.
Magneto for
I gotta
one,
change
really
that on
did show
TikTok.
why he's very strong. But just the amount of like first picks that he found in those engagements to really like break those breakpoints, like you've been talking about, Moxie, to just have the burst damage to take somebody out, and then it always felt that after DRP would get that first elimination, the rest would fall very quickly afterwards by Alcacia. A team that and an org that I want to see more of for sure in Marvel Rivals. We haven't seen that much of them over in like the Ignite tournament itself, at least for this one, only the free series so far, but really a good backbone of a team to build from. Just unfortunate bracket that they had to run into the likes of Team Peps here.
Yeah, and there was some like really heartbreaking moments, because it feels like we were for sure headed to a map number 3. If that pick on tilt on the Punisher had not come through off of the portal exchange, I think we do go that map free because it would have taken so much longer for Peps to be able to break through A, which would then have bled into the amount of time that they had on B. The fact that they were able to come on through with the first final judgment before Invis Boundary, the fact that Alcatia tried to continue the fight instead of just understanding it's overtime. If we give them point A, they're not getting more time. We can potentially still have the better ultimate economy into the fight that comes afterwards. That really played against them.
For sure. For those that are like maybe 5 minutes away from hitting one of the like drops milestones, you can probably hold on for another 5 minutes, as we should have an interview with one of Team Peps potentially very soon, Moxie. But sort of recapping the day a little bit more, we have our top 8 teams. We have the lineups, at least from the teams that are going to be making the playoff stage. Now it's a case of the order and the bracket that teams are playing for in seeding. Are there any teams today that you're surprised that maybe made top 8, or surprised that we didn't see get
Was this
far?
the final game?
It's hard to say, honestly, because
How long have they been
advanced
live?
pick and ban system, any team can win and any team can
5.5
lose.
hours.
It feels like, right? Where if you do mess up your picks and bans and you let something that's super strong for your opponent through, you lose that map, and then you have to immediately adapt in by banning it out the map that comes afterwards. But obviously, since we're in this format, there's not a lot of maps that you can afford to lose with that. And then if you have to ban something specific to the team, you let something else super strong or potentially even stronger through. But like you said, we've got those teams.
Why do I have so
solidified.
many notifications
Let's
on
now
friggin'
see.
X?
There it is, cemented. Peps versus Virtus Pro, and that is going to be a showdown for the ages, given the fact that Peps were the first team that took a map against Virtus Pro in the first place.
And honestly, could have taken that series if I remember correctly. It was Yggdrasil Path that I think they played the occasion more than they played the game. Got ahead of themselves a little bit, and Virtus Pro very good at closing out those kind of games.
Wild
That
game.
is the losers bracket, as we did see Rad actually
Like
beating
two of
Virtus
my
Pro a little bit
posts.
earlier on in this tournament. They'll be playing the upper bracket finals tomorrow up against Insomnia GG
even
as
notice that.
well. So we will see.
Well, I knew
all
they
of the
liked one. I
action
didn't know they
from
liked two.
all of the top 8 teams for tomorrow. We're looking over to Group A2, and it's All Business versus Lower 9, who we saw play a little bit earlier today. And then Berber Patapin versus E10 over in the upper bracket finals, which honestly, Zero Tenacity have been an overlooked team. Knuten sort of admitted himself that they feel a little bit underestimated. And Berber Patapin, knowing that they're not in the group of Virtus Pro and seeing them lose already, they must be thinking and feeling, especially because Enzo wanted to be the one that beat them first, they must be feeling like, okay, this tournament is open and ripe for ours for the taking.
But for Zero Tenacity, they took down 2-0
Is the
in a
tournament
very
over?
dominant performance. All Business, and All Business have a very similar playstyle to Berber Patapim, because Berber Patapim put a lot of real value and resources into one of their duelist hyper carries, that being Tanuki, who I know if you've come from following the NA region, you're going to know Black Panther in terms of Ego Def's self. But Tanuki was one of the first players that was showing that Black Panther could find value. We didn't really get to see it all that much in the Invitational, but in a lot of the other tournaments that they played before the Invitational, Tanuki's Black
Okay.
Panther.
I'm gonna end the stream there. Finish my work. I got like an hour left to work, and then I'm gonna take a shower. So I'm gonna do some off-stream gaming while I work, and then we'll be on for the live like 4:30ish Central Time, and we'll be streaming the rest of the day. So big chilling, dude.